Well,
Now we're live.
2026 will be the year of Ethereum, as per Standard Chartered, and they have set a price target of $7,500. Now, not that Standard Chartered is some kind of authority when it comes to price predictions in crypto, but fundamentals seem to be supporting this. But Bitcoin Maxis का ये कहना है कि just look at this cycle. Even during the most shittiest of all cycles, the only asset that gave any kind of meaningful returns was BTC. So, today we'll be taking a look if ETH is primed to outperform BTC in 2026. I have realist Narkundi and Crypto Daddy with me. This is the Baaps of Crypto podcast. Welcome back and let's go. Yes, Narkundi, first of all, what ails you, my brother? दुखी लग रहा है तू जिंदगी में.
Yeah? Is it because of the haircut?
I don't know, like.
You you call it a haircut?
This is by choice. थोड़े और होते तो happier होता. Okay.
या तो रियलिस्ट लाइक लास्ट वाले पॉडकास्ट में नरकुंडी ने क्या प्रेडिक्शन दी थी?
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I think he was optimistic.
He was
And
optimistic BTC will go to 80K, right?
yeah, bearish oil, bullish crypto, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow.
उस पॉडकास्ट के बाद I think oil rallied from like 80 to 95 or something.
Actually आज सुबह $100 पे था. आज
Yeah,
$100
exactly. So yeah,
Yes.
that also happened.
Right. Just when Trump had announced कि war is over and oil prices गिरी, Narkundi came in and he said he's bullish, he's bearish on
Yeah,
oil, and then
correct.
oil prices just shot up, right? Fine. I'm just pointing out some like things. मैं कुछ बोल नहीं रहा ऐसा. Narkundi पे, this is not a comment on Narkundi.
Did he
Just,
predict anything about the
None.
S&P?
huh?
I think he did. I don't quite recall, but yeah, he did make some comments on that as well. I'm pretty sure he did.
I can see the effect on it today.
Yeah,
Uh,
he did.
अगर तुम लोग horizon एक दिन का तो क्या करें हम?
oh yes,
Let's blame let's blame the horizon.
yes. Over the next 10 years, ये बात सच हो जाएगी.
Let's blame the horizon.
Maybe.
Yes. यहाँ पे क्रिप्टो में लोग 100x लेवरेज लेके मिनट का होराइजन रख रहे हैं. तू क्या एक
How's
दिन
that
की
working out?
या ये भी है पॉइंट.
Let's blame the horizons.
चलो
Spot and
आज
chill.
obviously आज we have this conundrum in the market, obviously,
Yes.
between BTC and ETH and Bitcoin Maxis. Obviously they keep saying this, right? They keep pointing कि if anything तुम देख लो कि worst to worst cycle था ये. किसी ने कुछ पैसे नहीं बनाए, हर आदमी ने पैसे गवाए, but तब भी if you were holding BTC you made some money, right?
Yeah.
And just
That's actually true.
compare that to ETH. I mean, the जो situation है वो सबके सामने ही है. But obviously Standard Chartered has said this, and what we're seeing in the markets also, like obviously Tom Lee and all of the other people who are now buying ETH, institutions are buying ETH and staking it. वो तो बेचने के mood में ही नहीं है. Like you said कि there is like a huge queue of validators who want to stake, and there's no one to exit. Yeah, and there's no one to exit. So एक ये बन रहा है कि ETH पे इतने fundamentals, obviously realist, you are like somewhat of an ETH expert and an ETH lover. So we'll start with you.
Lover.
Yes.
Lover, yes. Expert, no.
We have XRP lover, we have ETH
Or
lover.
actually, let's just start with
Yes.
Narkundi. Like Narkundi, तो
Yes.
पहले data
Let's
दे
start with data this time. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just
data.
start with data. Yeah.
This is going to be a data
XRP
heavy
का भेजा था ना?
show anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
1500 जा रहा है XRP. भेजा था ना screenshot.
अबे पता नहीं कौन से लोग हैं जो
ये-
1500 सोचते हैं.
Yeah.
It's all possible.
Alright.
अच्छा. ETH का, so see, like everybody knows कि price is crap. Like if you compare to last cycle, it still hasn't performed. Fundamentals wise उतना ही contradiction दिख रहा है हर चीज में. And when you say कि like BTC Maxi is saying you could have taken BTC and just made money, yes, that's right. But in hindsight, gold Maxis could have said that, I don't know, copper Maxis, silver Maxis, anybody, if सबका time आता है, and in that case, when it comes, then everybody will start dunking on others. Ki, oh, you could have done this. Yes, you could have done that. But look at it from long-term perspective. Right now, so let's start with the ETH supply that's on centralized exchanges. It's already lower than BTC. BTC, 15% of supply is there on SEX. For Ethereum, it's half of that, so 8%. Amount of ETH that's been staked is more than 36 million ETH. 30% of supply already staked. 2-month validated queue is there. 55 billion in TVL already. ETF side pay, right now it's at 13 billion net assets under management, but at its peak, it was more than 23 billion. So from long-term perspective, there is a lot that's happening, and there's a lot of belief that's there on the Ethereum side, which is not so much in other chains so far. Like even if you look at RWA tokenized, yes, sir, man, more than half of the share is going to Ethereum already. So if you look at it from long-term tokenization perspective, this is where the money has already started. So the rails will continue on this unless something dramatic happens and money starts moving to elsewhere. When it comes to TVL, Ethereum has been the king and is the king right now. So price-wise, yes, it's not great so far. But then, are markets truly rational? I don't think so.
Got it. Are markets truly rational? I don't think so. Markets are never rational, bro.
Exactly.
क्या
So
बात है?
फिर वो हर चीज प्राइस के ऊपर बेस करेंगे. Then it's like, okay, don't just keep putting in BTC. If BTC में लोगे, it'll switch to something else. So
But price is a
look at
huge
where the
factor,
work is
right?
happening. Price is
Again,
huge factor because everybody wait. It comes back to that time horizon. Like अभी नहीं हुआ, अभी 10x नहीं हुआ, अभी 4x नहीं हुआ. So therefore this is crap. I'm moving on to something else. You get burned over there. Then you start taking a 10x on some crappy coin. Then you start losing money over there. Then you move to prediction markets. You lose money over there. It's a game of patience. As much as it sounds contradictory for crypto, but I think the market might be maturing in that direction. That don't look at it from 1 month to 1 week perspective. Have some patience. You will probably get rewarded.
got it. Realist, obviously, one of the big credit बोले तो like Ethereum Foundation को भी ज़्यादा इस पे, and they constantly are doing these upgrades जिसके लिए वो obviously जो पूरा ETH का जो ecosystem है वो बना ऐसे रहे हैं. They are with times, right? कि like you explained कि L2 के लिए पूरा उन्होंने बना दिया. Anyone can build their own L2 over Ethereum, so no one will need to do anything. So with the previous two upgrades like the Pectra and the Fusaka, अब एक नया वाला एक और आ रहा है. So just explain कि like which direction the Ethereum Foundation is going and why is it so important कि ETH की success के लिए they're building fundamentals.
So fair. So the last one that the last update that we saw, we definitely saw Ethereum move more and more towards sort of rationalizing and making true its entire L2 supportive roadmap, where they're saying that it's super easy for L2s to sort of build on the L1, and they're sort of validating that use case more and more because they're probably seeing that. Because if you look at it from this perspective, the foundation is working very, very close with its institutional investors now, right? It's not something that you have a bunch of guys or a bunch of devs sitting in a dungeon and they're sort of coding out, or they're shipping code from there, which is completely de-linked from what the institutions want today. They literally know what the institutions want. They've even come out with a portal just for institutions. And they're sort of building more and more in that direction because they're seeing now that Ethereum is entering an era of institutional adoption with its own unique sort of requirements, which is something that retail probably did not have or regular protocol builders did not have. And even protocols built on Ethereum, the large ones, not the crappy ones, but the large ones are actually moving towards it. They are also aligning themselves for institutional adoption. So which is why that's what the last one did. The next upgrade, I think it's called I think it's going to be called Glamsterdam, and then you also have something called Hegota planned for after that. All of them are planned for efficiency, MEV fairness, because institutions don't want to deal with MEV bullshit, right? And because they also transact in size, and size is what MEV exploits. So they're all sort of building more and more towards MEV fairness. It's something that we see with CowSwap already, right? So again, that's also the word is it's core Ethereum devs, right, who built that. Vitalik transacts only on CowSwap, right? So what we're now seeing is MEV fairness, scalability, efficiency. We've also seen Vitalik talk about one-click staking for institutions, right? So there, he's moving more and more towards that side, and it's gearing more and more for institutional adoption because that's where the real volume is going to come from. Because how Narkundi mentioned, we are at 55 bill in DeFi TVL already. And if you sort of include staked ETH as well, which is ETH staked right now, the fantastic figures that Narkundi also pointed out on that front, how the validator queue right now, the staking queue is completely full. People are waiting, people are not exiting. So if you include that, then the TVL is actually much, much larger, right? So 55 bill is just locked in DeFi right now. So all of these things planned, setting up the stage for institutions coming on board. I think we are at a very, very sweet spot. So yeah, all the upgrades which have been the prior ones, which is Fusaka and Vectra, and the ones which are coming about, which is Glamsterdam, which is Hegota, all of them are geared towards efficiency, scalability, MEV fairness, essentially making it easier for institutions to come on board and institutions to launch their own L2s as well. Because like I mentioned, they've figured out that they like some amount of flexibility and customization. So fair enough, you don't have to build your own validator set, just create an L2, right? And use ETH as the final ledger, right? So that's what they're going to do. And they're working more and more towards that. And another thing that the foundation is working on, and they've hired somebody just for it, and it's a separate team which is going to work on it, which is ERC 8004, which is essentially a new standard for AI agents, because they are also foreseeing that eventually transactions are going to be done through autonomous agents. And they're creating a framework for these agents to sort of come and transact on Ethereum. Because if you think about crypto, right, crypto was never designed for us humans, right? If you think about it, each address, right, when you're sending money to somebody, you're expected to ensure that the entire address is accurate. And you have this extremely long, maybe like 16, 20 characters. I don't know how many characters you're looking at. Like, it's all numbers by the end of the day. When you're signing a transaction, let's face it, we don't know what the hell we are signing when we are transacting on a particular platform, right? The only thing that we probably do check for is whether the amount is correct or not. But what permissions are we giving to that protocol when we are approving a particular protocol or approving a smart contract to transact with your wallet, etc.? We don't know jack shit, right? Because we're not going deep into the code. And even if we are doing that on a one-off basis, right? So crypto was essentially designed for machines, right? It's not designed for humans to use. It was forever. I mean, and now that autonomous agents are becoming a reality, I think Haseeb mentioned this on a chopping block show as well. It was beautifully explained, and he said that pretty much what we are discussing is that crypto was always built for AI agents, right? It's just that AI agents are becoming a reality today. So if you think about it, complex cryptographic transactions, trying to figure all of these things out, it's not possible for us to do it. Yeah, we've been doing it with the naked eye. We've been trying to figure out, yes, this address is correct, but that's not how an address is supposed to be verified. Phishing attacks are so common because crypto was meant for machines. Machines don't get phished. Humans get phished, right? So again, 8004, which is on top of Glamsterdam and on top of Hegota, is also geared towards AI agents as well. So scalability, efficiency, institutional adoption, MEV fairness, and AI agents. That's the roadmap of ETH and the foundation going forward.
Right. एक और चीज इसमें है real world assets, right? कि this is being like talked about a lot of
Absolutely
our real world assets, and what they are trying is to get all of these assets on chain, and most likely
absolutely
क्या 100% जो होगा वो ETH पे ही होगा जो भी इसकी ट्रेडिंग
मेरे हिसाब से तो सही मेरे हिसाब से it makes no sense for anyone to be anywhere else. Yeah, you have Canton doing something which is great. You have something happening on Solana as well. You have Tron. I think today the stablecoin, I mean, Tether's market cap on Tron is probably comparable to ETH. So you have these islands where stuff is happening, but I kind of feel that the action is going to be on Ethereum, and that's going to be very evident as we move forward. I don't know how much price is going to be in sync with that, but yeah, if I were to bet fundamentals, I think fundamentals are going to be on ETH, and RWA's ETH is already the clear winner. And the kind of upgrades that we just spoke about, it makes no sense for anyone to be anywhere else. Like if you, because the entire DeFi ecosystem is on ETH. Solana does not have a DeFi ecosystem. It only has pub.fund, right? So if you have an entire DeFi ecosystem on ETH and you have tokenized equities and you want to stake those tokenized equities, you want to trade those tokenized equities, you want to like borrow against those tokenized equities, where will you do it? You're going to do it on ETH where the entire DeFi ecosystem sits. So it's no surprise that the entire RWA MCAP is sitting on ETH right now, and it's probably 90% of that is sitting on ETH, and it will continue to grow because of the upgrades that we just spoke about, which is Glamsterdam, Higoda, and of course when we go ahead and we think about AI agents, if you're telling our AI agent to maybe create an index fund using tokenized equities, and you tell your AI agent that your job is to beat the S&P 500, right? And you be my own asset manager. Where do you think he's going to transact? He's going to do that on ETH because that's where all the tokenized equities are going to be, right? So that is going to be, I believe, the landscape for the next couple of years. So whether it's tokenization of equities, bonds, everything is going to happen on ETH, and the groundwork for that is already being laid. The data is already pointing in that direction. The only sad part is price is not pointing in that direction. Had ETH been at 10,000 today, we would not have been having this conversation who is going to be the winner. Today we are having this conversation कौन winner हो सकता है because ETH is still trading at 2,000.
Yeah. So crypto daddy, तेरी favorite topic पे आते हैं price action, because I know you love a good price action. So even with all of the fundamentals, and like really said, कि we're talking about this because there has been no price action, right? And जैसा चाहिए था, पर again coming back to the whole point कि like yeah ठीक है, fundamentals are all good, पर market चलाने वाला तो BTC ही है. This whole market runs with BTC, right? So where do you see like ETH fitting into this, and what do you think about like ETH का price action? जो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि this tech, like how Standard Chartered said कि this is the year of Ethereum, $7,500 तो at least target है ही इस साल का.
Yeah, before I go to price targets, I just want to add one more thing to what Realist said. अगर तुम लोग, and I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, so coming from that angle, there was this theory a long time ago that BTC was created by an AI that's come from the future. So Satoshi Nakamoto is basically an AI from the future.
Yeah.
Right. And now when you look at how AI agents are advancing and how they are basically sort of really putting in crypto as the core for their transactions, right? The conspiracy starts to look less of a conspiracy and more like, truth eventually. I don't know. It's just one of those things. just a fun fact.
Just so I can add to that, Crypto Daddy, it's very fascinating just because you said that. So because a couple of days back, MasterCard and Visa actually came out with a statement saying that, yeah, you guys are saying that AI agents are going to use crypto, but you know what? Eventually, they're going to use our rails, because what crypto does in a month, MasterCard and Visa do in maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? That's the kind of transaction thing. There was this case around that, right? Because now created MCPs for themselves, which AI agents can sort of interact with, and they can use MasterCard and Visa rails for transacting.
Yes.
But then, and a very interesting story came out a couple of days back. So I just want to add to this, and you will find that especially very interesting, because what happened was an AI agent was basically given a task, right? And that task, he hit a roadblock where it was that, and the person who tasked this AI agent did not know what he was doing, right? So what had happened was he had given him some task, and at one point the AI agent faced some issue. So the AI agent created a backup of himself, bought server space using crypto, right? Bought a VPS and hosted himself there. Okay. So then once the task was over, the guy killed the AI agent. Little did he know that the AI agent was still running because the AI agent had created a clone of himself, bought server space using crypto, and had replicated himself. Right?
Yeah.
And the guy who created it had no idea. He later on figured that out that the agent was never dead. He thought he killed it, but the agent, and he never told the agent to create an instance of himself or to replicate himself. The agent himself, he hit a roadblock. So the agent said, "Oh my God, I've hit a roadblock. Let me redo the code, but first let me create." I'm not being able to explain it properly because I don't recall it completely. But the agent hit a roadblock and said that, "Oh, I need to create a backup of myself. Instead of going back to my creator, let me just use crypto." He must have given that guy crypto access, right? The agent crypto access. Used crypto anonymously, bought server space, and just hosted himself. Super
Yeah.
epic, right? So this entire Skynet is probably coming, and crypto is going to be the currency for it. So
Yeah.
you're right. Agents created this currency for themselves. Now
This
you
happened
Yeah,
in
continue.
this
Yeah.
actually this same thing happened at OpenAI or Anthropic also. When the
yes, there are multiple instances.
agent's existence was threatened, it sort of did what it was not
Correct. It was
supposed to
Mm.
Anthropic,
do.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthropic.
Yeah, yeah.
Blackmailing,
Yeah. So it,
using coercive
So this
means.
was a
it was
regular, like a
blackmailing the
Tom, Dick, and Harry
developers.
user.
Exactly.
Yeah, this was a Tom, Dick, and Harry user. He didn't even realize. The agent self-replicated using his crypto wallet जो उसने डाला होगा उसमें to do some transactions, maybe वो कोई poly market पे trading bot बना रहा होगा or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
He used that money and bought server space and replicated himself. And it's
Wow.
fucking crazy, dude. Amazing. Please go ahead, Crypto. Yeah, so you
Uh,
were saying, yeah.
so yeah, so that was just a fun fact of the whole conversation. But yeah, coming to price action, yeah. So there, I always say कि देखो BTC पे जब हम price action देखते हैं ना, BTC has been building its price action since 2010. If you look at it from that perspective, right? I mean, 2008, 9 तो नहीं, but 2010 से वो अपना एक price action build कर रहा है slowly and gradually. ETH, on the other hand, is since 2015, right? It's already 6 years later than BTC. Not only that, अगर तुम BTC के compare करते हो from what happened between 2015 to 2020 on BTC, and you compare 2015 and 2020 to on ETH, the price action on ETH was way ahead as compared to BTC. वो $1.5 से, वो by 2021 it was at $4,000. So ETH jumped way higher. And even in the last cycle, yes, it may not have outperformed in the terms of a number of X's that ETH did, right? But ETH did perform pretty well. I mean, ETH took a hit in 2024. It went down to what, $1,300, right?
Yeah.
And last year, October, we were sitting at what, 5,100 or $5,200? The
Yeah,
4,000
4,900, I think.
or 4,900, right? Which was
Yeah.
again an all-time high for
Yeah.
ETH at that point in time, right? So from my understanding, ETH has performed. It hasn't performed to our expectations. कि यार वो 8-10x करे, but yeah, I mean it hasn't performed to the price action how it has performed earlier on its own last cycle. But that's okay. BTC also didn't perform as per last cycle. BTC also performed much lower comparatively, but that's fine. And whereas ETH price is concerned, I think what we are looking at the fundamentals and how ETH is progressing in technology right now and how it's building institutions together, just like Realis and you guys said. If you look at the price target, BTC is getting rammed recently, right? Every time. ETH has been holding very steady between $1,900 to $2,000, right? I was looking at a month-on-month chart over the last 2 or 3 years, right? So if you look at that, ETH has a very when you look at chart, you have the basic patterns that you look at, your cup and handle, your head and shoulder, and all that, right? ETH, if you look at it on a month-on-month chart on a yearly basis, it has a perfect straight head and shoulder chart, right? The price action on that chart, ETH right now, is pretty much sitting at its what you would call its lower ends of the price band, right? यहाँ से अगर 1800 से अगर वो break down करता है, I'm looking at maybe 1500, and I've said this earlier also, okay, between 15 to 1800 is the price action that I would be willing to go in, right? And that is exactly what I'm continuing to do. So like Narkundi said, that you have to sort of wait. It's not कि आज आप ले लो and you do 100x and 200x and then you get out. It's become a game of patience now. Crypto is not how it used to be. You have to sort of wait, get in the right price, probably DCA if you have to, and then eventually wait. ETH, I think, is. I was an XRP maxi, but now I know that ETH is going to be the winner of this cycle. Eventually, we will see that. BTC, of course, will move along with it, but ETH has outperformed BTC earlier, and with the fundamentals and how ETH is moving right now, I think it's going to be outperforming BTC again. It's going to, and the way it's going to outperform, I think it's going to outperform. The performance is going to be a lot more harder than it has done last year. This is what
Yeah.
I feel, right? I
So
think जो 7500 या 7600 की जो स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड या वो जेपी मॉर्गन ने भी आई थिंक 6 या
They far
8000
exceed
की
that.
इसकी
Yeah.
yeah उसने I think they are being very pessimistic about these prices. It has to sort of go much further than that.
got it. So I'll tell you what the Bitcoin maxis say, right? And what they say is like, ठीक है, when the world chooses to build, when the institutions they choose to build, they build it on ETH, right? But when they want to store a store of value, when they want like to increase their wealth, they always buy BTC. Do you think that's true?
You see, it is true. And I think you can take both of them hand in hand. आज के ज़माने में, if you want to make money, right? Just to give you an example, you do go into stocks or you go into commodities or you go into oil, right? But when you want to save, you want to buy gold and you buy gold and you hold it, right? So I think they're both going to go hand in hand. There people who say, okay, no, BDC is going to outperform ETH, or I think eventually what's going to happen is you're going to make money with ETH. You're going to store it in BDC, eventually move that money back into ETH, make more money with it, store it back into BDC. We've seen multiple traders who do this, right? They trade DeFi, they trade different tokens, and then once they made their money, they move their money into BTC and they hold it in BTC. They don't take it out into fiat and हाँ थोड़ा बहुत करते होंगे for whatever what stuff they want to buy or real world investments के लिए. But majority of the amount is kept in BTC. And as soon as the market moves into a lower variations, right, or lower bands, जहाँ पे वो enter कर सकते हैं, they move that BTC back into DeFi. They are again back. They're bridging the BTC. They're going back. They're basically sort of building their wealth there. Once the wealth is made, they move. Once the market, the cycle comes closer to the end, they move all that money, move it back to BTC. So I think it's both going to go hand in hand. We can't say कि एक जो है वो दूसरे के ऊपर बेहतर होगा. And that is what is required. You need both of them. अगर आपने इस crypto space में रहना है, you need one place where you're going to make or earn money, and then you need one place where you can basically store that money as a value.
So, yes. Does anyone else want to comment on that?
यार ये जो
This is the
प्राइस
reason
टारगेट्स ये सब की बात करते हैं,
price targets. This is matter of outperformance, right? कि
I
मैं ये
think I think ETH is going to outperform BTC for sure. I agree with Crypto Daddy completely. That's what my thesis is based on. People are going to be caught off guard because completely from a psychological standpoint, the fact that something has been coiling for all this while, it's been range bound for all this while. I encourage every viewer to just go study charts, right? Just pick up any random chart and see if those stocks or those assets have ever gone through long periods of range bound consolidation
Yes.
and see what's happened after that, right? Yeah, I mean, history doesn't repeat itself, but it always rhymes, right? And price action is nothing but consensus. And just see how consensus shifts once something has been sort of coiling or sort of consolidating, as Crypto already mentioned, between these price ranges that he mentioned, 4,800 to 1,500, 1,800, whatever that price range is. Yes, it's a broad price range. It's a 300, but it's I think 400% price range, so to speak, right? Which is about 3 odd X. So yeah, I mean, like once it breaks, it's not going to do like a double. It's going to be much, much larger than that. I mean, like I said, just pick up any chart that is consolidated, right? I will not name, I will let you guys decide. Just pick any chart, take a consolidating chart and see what's happened after that. Pick any asset class, pick any asset class. You can check commodity, you can check stocks, you can check Indian stocks, Japanese stocks, Nikkei index, whatever. See what has happened after long periods of consolidation like this, right? And this is not regular. Some people are calling this as Wyckoff's distribution. Again, be very, very mindful of the fact that the low of ETH in this cycle is a previous cycle's high, right? Wyckoffs don't form like that. So like, for example, maybe like an NVIDIA is probably doing what a Wyckoff distribution would do, but not ETH, because the bottom of this cycle or whatever this consolidation pattern is actually the top of the previous pattern. This is not how Wyckoffs are formed. This is how bases are created. And once this base breaks, right, I don't know what's going to happen, but just based on watching charts, maybe like seeing 300 charts which have undergone consolidation, you will never ever, let me remind you, you will never ever see these prices again. Never in your life will you see this price again. So I don't know about 4,500, but you will, once this range breaks, whenever it does, this year, 2 months, 2 years down the line, you will never see a $2,000 price ever in your life again. Right? That's how consolidation ranges break. So I am of the view that ETH is going to outperform BTC, and yeah, like Crypto Daddy mentioned, people always rotate, right? And the people and the BTC Maxis who are making these comments are the ones who probably leverage ETH as well. They play around in the DeFi ecosystem, like he mentioned as well. So the people who are saying this, yeah, it makes sense to an extent, but you know what? Everyone's exploring every asset class. It's like saying that, you know what, money is made in something. Who buys real estate? But people buy real estate also. I think the kind of I think every Forbes billionaire has been holding on farmland and real estate for the past 4 5 years,
Yes.
right? They've been so people rotate from asset class to asset class. I think this is just a behavior of time. Currently, we are seeing consolidation. Some at a later point we won't. We will see extreme expansion on something as ETH, and then again we won't be having these conversations ever again. So yeah.
Yeah,
And to be honest, this rotation is extremely required and important. अगर ये rotation नहीं होगी ना तो फिर वो asset class भी उस तरह नहीं फैलेगी. ठीक है? You
हाँ,
need
correct,
rotation because rotation पैसा rotate होके कहीं और जाता है, वहां पे बढ़ता है, वहां से वापस आता है.
correct,
So you need that
correct,
rotation.
correct. We are not
actually,
letting Narkuti speak because we don't want him to say bullish
yeah,
things.
and I want to, I want him
We are
to come
purposely
in.
interrupting him.
I want him to come in, and I want him to give me a prediction कि क्या डुबाएगा तू नरकुंडी.
Dude, all predictions have are end up being wrong, man. Like even BTC KB predictions say that 250K, 500K. It's wrong. Like even when Tom Lee said like ETH was going to $25,000, like it hasn't hit. So when it comes to specific numbers, don't look at. But
वो भी
again,
तो आके
like
Crypto
तेरे को
Daddy
ये
has
बोल
gotten the hint.
वो वो भी तो आके तेरे को ये बोल सकता है कि टाइम होराइजन कि मैंने बोला.
he doesn't talk like that. Like he is obviously like all his eggs are in the ETH basket. I get it. Like he's got a digital asset treasury. He has to pump it. It's like Michael Saylor coming and saying he, oh, BTC might go to 30,000 or $25 million. Like he won't talk like that. Like for him, it'll be like buy more, get more. There's still time. There's 1 million BTC left. I get it. That's their perspective. But forget all that hype aside. Like what Tom Lee's saying, what Saylor's saying, and all. Like look at where the action is. Like just like stable coins itself, like half of stable coins are on ETH. After that, the next one is Tron, and what's Tron being used for? Just for cheaper transfers.
Just stablecoin transfers. Yeah.
That's it. So if you look at that gap, and like okay, Solana is coming up, BNB is there, but ETH is the king when it comes to it. Like there's a reason why TradFi is piling on to ETH. It's not like it was an even start with all the chains, and then ETH caught up with it. The starting line itself was rigged. So where that price ends up being, I don't know. Just have patience, man. Like
all right.
Yeah. Cut the show, bro.
okay, was that talking about XRP or ETH over here? I'm not sure.
Correct.
Speaking,
Stop telecasting this immediately.
Speaking of bald guys and predictions, मैं निकाला, this guy, Mike Maglione. So he's like a Bloomberg analyst. ये सबके shows पे रहता है. Scott Melker के भी show पे रहता है. So he has predicted कि 10,000 जाने वाला है. काफी दिन से predict कर रहा है ये. I don't know if you guys see him on it. Yeah. फिर कलची पे हो गया कि 35. कलची पे हो गया 35% chance ETH falls below $1,000.
I mean, if someone's betting on saying like BTC will go to 10K, then ETH to obviously feel like under 1,000.
Yeah, obviously that's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, hedge funds are shorting stocks at the highest level since 2022.
Sure.
Actually, they're also shorting Bitcoin and every.
Yeah, they're shorting everything, bro. आज JP Morgan का वो comment आया हुआ था ना कि if you want to get the Strait of Hormuz open, just short the entire market. ऐसा कुछ का comment आया हुआ था.
वो तो correct. अभी करता है हाँ तो मतलब वो long कर रहा होगा 100%. All right, 3.5 trillion dollar Goldman Sachs says stocks could see an extreme rally. And they, I don't think they're wrong, to be honest. कि अगर इतना short हो रहा है market में, there's going to be a short squeeze for sure. कि
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
possibly. Yeah.
everyone is shorting, I mean, it's not going to go. ऑलराइट, हाँ, तो आज क्रूड जो है ऑब्वियसली $100 के ऊपर चले गया था। मैं देख ही रहा था, मैं
अभी
तो ढूंढ रहा था
93
कि अभी कहाँ 97 या 93 ऐसे कुछ पे था।
वो
So
94
BlackRock is launching its staked ETH ETF, and
Boom.
yeah,
I think
This is what I
enterprise
was
software.
actually thinking. Okay, this is gonna come
Yeah,
very soon. Stake
yeah,
ETF
yeah.
because अगर staking में आपके पास access नहीं है, these guys are gonna get the little guys the access to through the stake ETF. I think that's what the next
Yeah.
state would be. Yeah.
Enterprise software firm Atlassian announces it's laying off 10% of its workforce to restructure around AI.
15,000 people, I think. Yeah,
कितने?
laying off.
15,000 people. Well,
Yeah.
what do they
Damn.
do exactly?
ये
Jira,
जीरा सॉफ्टवेयर चलाते
Jira,
हैं ना जो
man.
प्रोजेक्ट
Atlassian
मैनेजमेंट
का
वगैरह
Jira
के लिए यूज
चलता है.
होता है
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
सबसे
most hated.
This is
Yeah.
most
Jira is the
hated.
most hated software.
Right.
I mean, they're saying on
All right.
AI, but then people could be like, it's like nobody needs it.
Binance is, yeah, Binance has sued Wall Street Journal for defamation. I don't
Oh,
know क्या
वो उस पे
sir, what
केस आया
content?
ना
क्या बोला
नो
था?
नो नो आई थिंक सीजी पे केस कर वापस डाल रहे हैं ना वो लोग कि जो पैसा मूव हुआ फ्रॉम वॉर जोन डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स तो बेसिकली दे यूज बाइनेंस टू मूव द मनी
Oh,
आउट तो
yeah.
What
उस
else will
वजह
they
से
use, man?
तो
They
आई
have the
मीन
most liquidity. What else will they use?
Correct.
ठीक है. Okay, Japan. Obviously, this is Japan, but almost all of the countries, even G7, all of the G7 countries
Hmm.
have opened up their
300 million, I think,
emergency
total barrels.
oil
Yeah.
reserves for the first time in 50 years. ये सब खोलने के बाद भी वो जो गिरा उसके बाद भी फिर वो स्टेट ऑफ होर्मुज ब्लॉक हो गया तो वापस ऊपर चले गया
अच्छा
$100 पे.
वो जो अनाउंसमेंट पे प्राइस गिरी थी एंड व्हेन दे
हाँ,
साइंड द एग्रीमेंट प्राइस वेंट अप
या कुछ भी चल रहा है. या आज वही ना 10%. टुडे वाज लाइक अ 10% गेन at 96.50 crypto code commits are down by 75% and active developers have fallen 56% since early 2025. Much
Ooh,
of the
interesting.
talent has been shifting to AI projects, leaving a smaller group of experienced developers driving most blockchain development. ये भी हो सकता है कि they are using AI for development, तो उनको इतने लोग चाहिए नहीं, right?
Yeah, and this was expected. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen this happen, bro. Okay, eventually this is gonna happen. It's okay.
And the US budget deficit surpassed $1 trillion for fiscal year through February, as per CNBC. So, yeah.
Yeah, expected है वो
I-
तो.
yeah. नहीं, एक्चुअल में आजकल न्यूज़ देखता हूँ तो सब ऐसे ही चलते रहता है, इसलिए लाइक कि देखना बंद कर दूंगा मैं. कुछ कुछ भी आता है तो ऐसे कोई अच्छी खबर नहीं मिल रही मुझे कि किसी ने बोला हो
Yeah,
कि
but see,
ओ.
yeah, उस दिन मैं एक बहुत अच्छी एक ट्वीट देख रहा था किसी ने डाली
हाँ,
थी कि the world is looking very much similar to how it was in COVID. So, there
Yeah.
are many countries that are basically sort of not in shutdown, but, they're not on the streets. People are going work from home. Scream 6 is coming out. You know, they had like a whole new narrative, right? Wokeism is almost getting over and all of that. And they're like, this is very much like, the COVID times. And what happened after COVID was an economic boom. So if अगर हर जगह से बुरी खबर आ रही है, हर जगह से, you're listening to all that is doom and gloom, that is in some way, you should believe that there is like light at the end of the tunnel, which is going to be much better to what is happening right now. So
देख
let's hope for
भाई,
that.
नरकुंडी ने प्रेडिक्शन दी. नरकुंडी, अच्छा तू, हाँ तू बता दे भाई कि तू क्या लगता है कि लाइट एट द एंड ऑफ द टनल, व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग ऑफ?
It gets worse before it gets better.
चलो, मतलब it's gonna get a lot better and then it's gonna
Yeah, I'm
get
telling
worse.
you, bro.
It's gonna get better and then it's gonna get worse. Fine,
Jim
fine. I
Cramer
guess
तो
that.
कहता है कि it's all up. It's all going
Yeah,
up.
he's also another bald guy that gives predictions. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And usually those predictions are pretty much on the opposite direction. So,
it was
Uh,
clever.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how the Narkundi indicator is working. And obviously, Narkundi has given some predictions today. Let's just follow that and see कि next episode तक क्या होता है. All right. Thank you so
all
much.
right.
Good night, guys.
Take care,
Chalo,
guys.
bye.